Hey guys, we're here for the third and final Modern Masters draft for this channel. We've done it 2 other times. We've gone 1 and 2 both times, so not exactly impressive showings. I think our first deck was actually strong. I think some misplays led to my demise, but our second deck wasn't that great. We did get to do the cool Endrick Sar plus Overwhelming Stampede combo once, but you know that's not worth it. So here we go. We're going into draft 3, packs opening. And let's see what we get. Daybreak Coronet. It's worth a few tickets, but it's not exactly an incredible card. Yeah, this pack in general doesn't really excite in terms of like a first pick. There's not a lot of cards in it that could keep you from going into a certain archetype. Daybreak Coronet's obviously really good if you go into the archetype that it's made for, which is the red-white deck. Dark Steel Axe is the same. Necrogenesis is alright. Restless Apparition is good in the Spirit deck, which I've seen has been pretty open in like every draft I've done. So it kind of makes me want to draft it here. I drafted it once, but I didn't record it, and I've never seen it super like a lot of people doing it. There's always cards floating around for it. There are for the Elemental deck too, though. So maybe what I should take here is a really non-committal pick. Like Wayfarer's Bauble is the ultimate non-committal. I think I'm just going to go with the Coronet, though. It's worth a few tickets. Why not take it? If we end up in that archetype, then great. If we don't, then too bad. But yeah, right now it's worth about 2 tickets. So okay, Thunderblast. That makes me want to do the Elemental deck. I haven't done it yet. Forcing's not great, but I record these for fun and for entertainment. And I love Thunderblast. He's a great card. So we're going to try to make Elemental, blue-red Elementals happen, and we're going to take Thunderblast here. We're not giving up a lot of... Everflowing Chalice, if we were in the ramp deck, would be great. But ramp, I don't like playing ramp decks that much. And I have, a great Elemental here. And like I said, I've seen Elementals open a lot, so let's just take an Elemental, go for it. And we get rewarded immediately with the Shrewd Hatchling, who's just a ridiculous Elemental in the red-blue deck. He's a 4-mana 2/2 usually, but he can easily get his counters removed, and he can make stuff unable to block him. Innerflame Igniter is good, but the Hatchling is far superior. So Elementals it is. I haven't even played someone who's drafted Elementals. Maybe they're viewed as weak, but I think they can probably be pretty strong. Okay. Aether Snipe is a good card in general, and if we're going Elementals, we definitely want it. So that's what we're going to take here. It can be a removal spell, or it can just be a 6-mana 4/4, who also happens to be an Elemental. So we'll take that. We want some Incandescent Soulstokes, and I've seen a lot of them floating around in drafts, so hopefully we can get one passed to us too. Hopefully there's not someone else forcing this archetype. We can also get some good removal in this archetype, some Lightning Bolts, Burst Lightnings, things like that. Yeah, the Daybreak Coronet's not going to happen for us, but it'll pay for part of this draft. A couple tickets of it anyway. It's a cool card. But yeah, it's not happening in our deck. Alright. Not a whole lot for us here other than the Soulbright Flamekin, who's pretty good. You can give creatures trample, and it's a 2-mana 2/1, and you can add a bunch of mana to your mana pool. If you activate it 3 times, you get to add 8 to your mana pool. So for what that may or may not be worth, maybe we'll pick up a Demon Fire or something, and that'll be exactly what we want. But right now I'm pretty happy doing Elementals. It's forced, certainly, but like I said, this is for fun. And it's an archetype I haven't drafted. This is probably the last time I'll ever draft Modern Masters. Even if I went like 3-0 here, got 6 packs, I would just sell them for tickets to go towards making some other videos, I think. Because I only release one draft a week at this point. I may up it to more later, but right now I'm not going to need that many Modern Masters packs. Although holding on to them may lead to increased value later. It's entirely possible. But we'll see. Loving our creatures right now. Our first 4 picks, well, first 3 especially. The 4th is a little iffy, but it's not too bad. I'm happy with it. Come on, Incandescent Soulstoke. That's what we want to see. I don't know if there's even that many other elemental synergies in this set other than Incandescent Soulstoke. I'm going to check that real quick while we're sitting here waiting. Okay, pack is coming to us. Incandescent Soulstoke, there it is. I told you in other drafts, others that I've recorded even, I've seen him around just so late. And if we can make an elemental deck, I think we can get at least 2 of him, and he's just a great card. Aether Snipe's better, like in a vacuum, but in this deck we're building, which is 4 for 4, and now 5 for 5 elementals, he's what we want. He can also just dash guys in, which is like with Thunderblast, you know, you can get him out there for 2 mana, and he basically does the same thing he would have done anyway. But I'm checking, let's see, I'm on Gatherer on my other screen here, seeing if there's other card set, that's what we want. Seeing if there's anything else that has the word elemental on it. I don't think there is, to be honest. Skargan Firebird is nice. Telling Time is nice too, though, and I think that's what we're going to take here. Get a card draw spell, and we'll go with the Telling Time. All right. So text, we want the word elemental. If it's in the text. Oh, we also have Horde of Notions, so we could go all 5 color. And we have Smoke Braider, too. That's it. Horde of Notions is the 5 mana Lord, well, sort of Lord. He's 1 of each color, Smoke Braider. So that could let us, I mean, it'll help us accelerate into stuff anyway, but that could let us, if we get Horde of Notions, play it. So we'll go ahead and take the Smoke Braider here. Wings of Velas Veil, it's important to remember, also counts as a elemental for various purposes, but not for any that matter to us. So we're just going to take Smoke Braider. Smoke Braider can add 2 mana. Just looked it up on Gather, and then it appeared in our pack. It can add mana of any color to your mana pool, 2 of them to play an elemental spell. Here we'll take Vapor Snag. We'll just go for the nice removal. Wayfarer's Bauble's nice too, but we're short on removal. And the other thing is, like I said, the Horde of Notions, which is 1 of each color for a 5/5 Vigilance, Trample, Haste, and for paying the same thing, you can put an elemental card from your graveyard and play it without paying its mana cost. So, like, if we crack Horde of Notions in the next pack, we're going to go 5 color. We're going to go all out here, especially if we can get a couple more Smoke Braiders or something like that. It would be pretty great. You can also Soul Stoke in the Horde of Notions, I guess, but it's not as good that way, obviously. Okay, Goblin Warpaint, Gut Shot. I think I'd rather have Gut Shot in this particular deck. It's a nice little removal spell. There's a decent number of X1s, and you know, you can use it to finish a guy off too. All right, and we love seeing Interflame Igniter. If we can get another Soul Stoke, I'm going to be pretty pumped. I'm liking the elemental theme here. Gonna move away from it here though, and probably take Gorehorn Minotaurs. You know, we have a lot of early drops. We also have Gut Shot, which can help us get what's it called? Bloodthirst. Is that right? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Bloodthirst. We'll take the Shikari. It's the best card left. We're not gonna play it though. And we're happy with another one of these right now. I mean, if we can get, and we're happy to pick one of those up. I hope we don't have to play it, though. It's a Phoenix, not a Phoenix Elemental or something like that. Aether Snipe, I think, belongs here. But yeah, Thunderblast. You know, maybe we're forcing things. We forced things a little in the last draft, too, when we opened up Overwhelming Stampede. But I think it makes things more fun, even if, let's say, we don't go 2-1 even. I think, you know, making a deck that just seems fun is a lot of fun. And, you know, opening these packs and searching for elementals is fun too. Horde of Notions, come on. No, we got Surkar Spellblade, another Shrewd Hatchling, a Burst Lightning, Smash to Smithereens, and Cloud Elemental. But Cloud Elemental will come back. I think we're going to take the Burst Lightning. Hatchling's great, but we really need to pick up some removal if we want this thing to compete. And we have 2 elementals in this deck that are likely to come back to us. And worst case, I feel like we pick up a good sideboard card. So, I've never even seen Vengeful Rebirth before. Yeah, that's a pretty cool card. It's not our colors, of course. The Spellblade isn't really for our deck. He'll be around late, too. I don't see him getting... I haven't seen him get picked up early in one of these yet. Interflame Igniter. Oh, God. Oh, God, yes. He is an elemental. He also may incentivize us to pick up things like Remand and Mana Leak a little more than we would have already. And he can't. I mean, he's a 6-mana 6/6 who can't be blocked except by 3 creatures. Elementals was a brilliant move, if I do say so myself. You know, I may not be saying that after we play a few rounds, but it's pretty fun right now. So we got Guile. Here's another good elemental. We also have Narcolepsy here, which might be nice. He can just tap things down, 5 mana, 4/3 flyer. And we can, if we can pick up another Smoke Braider, like having a high curve like this really won't be a dangerous thing to do. And Narcolepsy is nice. I mean, I do feel like, I think Narcolepsy is going to be more important for a deck as a removal spell. I feel like we'll be able to pick up pretty good elementals, even if we can't pick up this one, like in the rest of this pack and in the next one. We may not pick up good removal. Watch, there'll be another Narcolepsy here. There's not, but there's another Shrewd Hatchling, which is definitely what we want to take out of this pack, for reasons already explained when we took the first Shrewd Hatchling, and we will take it here. All elementals, except for a few things. The Burst Lightning, I think we're going to take that again here. We could take another Gorehorn Minotaurs, but I don't really want it. Fairy Mechanist is not especially good outside of the artifact deck. Just a 4-mana 2/2 flyer. I'd rather have a burn spell that can be a big burn spell late in the game. So we've got 2 gut shots. This all of our removal right now. Oh, and Narcolepsy, and I guess Aether Snipe too. But yeah, I'm liking the top of our curve here with Thunderblast and Guile. Yeah, here we could take an Evolving Wilds to help us fix, or we could take a Stormblood Berserker. We do have Gut Shot and 2 Burst Lightnings, so we may have a little bit of a Bloodthirst sub-theme in our deck along with all of our elementals. The Evolving Wilds, I don't see as being hugely important, although we do have two triple blues and 2 triple reds, so maybe it is. Yeah, I think it is now that I see that. And try to also pick up some other fixing. Another Burst Lightning, Wildfire, which I love, and it's not actually bad in our deck. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. I don't think we want it here, though, unfortunately. I think we either take Interflame Igniter or a 3rd Burst Lightning. Red seems pretty open in general, and I'm okay with that. We've got the Burst Lightning or the Interflame Igniter. I think we're going to go with another Burst Lightning. Elementals seem really easy to get, like this guy being around this late's great. Burst Lightning may not be as easy to get later, but it's a great removal spell, so we'll take it. It's either a 1 mana do 2 or a 5 mana do 4, and that kind of flexibility is nice. But yeah, now, I mean, I think we've got enough good removal. Unless we see something like Lightning Bolt, we're probably going to take most elemental creatures that are worth anything over it. We still have a Cloud Elemental that's pretty likely to come back to us that we saw early in this pack, but it might not. So we'll see. I'd love another Smoke Braider to help us fix for these 2 monstrosities with their triple mana costs. But we'll have to see. Elemental Incarnation, kind of a weird looking card. I never stopped to look at the art before. What is that exactly? The bird, worm, dragon thing. I don't even know. But it's good. So is Thunderblast, which, you know, is like an homage, as all of these creatures are, to Ball Lightning. He turns into Ball Lightning when he comes back. Oh god. Yeah, we got to take the Soulstoke over the Smoke Braider for sure. I knew these would be easy to get. Like, I saw so many of them in my other drafts, and I'm happy to, you know, throw my hat in the ring for this deck. Apparently, it's, you know, hasn't been viewed as very strong by people because people just haven't been going into the Elemental deck. Oh, but we're doing it here. It's happening. There was a Smoke Braider there too, but I think Soulstoke is even more essential to our success. We can pick up like a Bauble or another Evolving Wilds and maybe feel a little better about the triples here. Or another Smoke Braider later, which seems pretty possible too. We are going to end up having to cut some stuff. At this point, I might lose the Gut Shot. I might not run more than 1 Soulbright Flamekin either. I probably wouldn't at this point. Interflame Igniter we definitely want. So that's the kind of trimming I would do right now. We may lose the Minotaur to, you know, keep on theme, right? I know that's not necessarily how you win drafts, but He actually doesn't have a huge amount of synergy with our deck, barring like having to blow a burn spell to give him Bloodthirst, and that's not really worth it. Like if it was a burn spell that could redirect damage, like a Arc Lightning were in this set. Electrolyze is, and we could pick that up and put it into this deck. So that'd be cool if we saw one of those in pack 3. It's probably taken by now, unless no one's in blue-red. But it's also worth a few tickets, so I think people would, if they have a pack with nothing else, they would probably take Electrolyze. So, and Electrolyze would be really nice for our Hatchling, since they're both colors, so it lose 2 1/1 -1/-1 counters. Oh yeah, I can get a 3rd Shrewd Hatchling. Yeah, I think we're gonna. Like, why not? It's just a good card. And another Interflame Igniter. We'll go here. This is technically an elemental card, but it doesn't make a huge difference. I think I'd rather have Brute Force than I would Blades of Veles Veil. Brute Force can be used to like negate a removal spell, and Blades can't. Yeah, and we'll take this. I don't think we'll play it though. This we may want to help fix. I don't know if it'll end up getting played, but it wouldn't be too shocking if it did. We'll take this. It'll take a Waking Nightmare. Like, I could see playing it right now. It can add mana of any color, and we could still open that Horde of Notions in pack 3, and I would try my very hardest to make that work if we see one. You don't even necessarily have to open it, because people aren't going to first pick it, so it could totally happen. If it's in this draft, we'll probably get it, because it's not attractive to anyone but this deck. And even in our deck, like if we don't get like another Smoke Braider and like the bounce land, the Izzet bounce land, it's going to be pretty hard. And a few other fixings. Leyline of Sanctity. That's not great in draft, but I wonder if it's worth something since everyone sideboards it. Let's see. If we don't take that, I'm not sure what we'll take. Let me have a look at what this Leyline's worth. It's worth almost 4 tickets. And what are we losing? What are we giving up here if we don't take it? That's the question. Rakdos Carnarium, which could help us fix. A Bauble, which could help us with these triple costs. But nothing especially like sexy that we really want. So I think I'm just going to take the Leyline for the value, for the tickets. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll take the Leyline. Is it actually a mythic? No, it can't be right. No, for a second I thought it was redder than it is, but yeah, we'll take the Leyline. Mystic Snake, Water Elemental, certainly would be good for us. And it's probably where we're going to go with this pack. There's no removal for us or anything. And Water Servant is indeed an elemental. If we could pick up a 3rd Soul Stoke, I'd be so happy. It'd be cool if we could just pick up a playset and I could try out an elemental constructed deck if I had that. But we'll take the Servant here. Scoot Mob, huh? Here, I think we're going to take a Bauble to help us fix and accelerate. Yeah. Wrap in Flames has a place in an aggressive deck like this. It basically reads 3 target creatures can't block, and guess what? Maybe you killed one of them if it had low enough toughness. But that's not going to happen a whole lot. Scoot Mob's pretty cool, but we'll go with the Bauble. Ooh, why aren't you an elemental? This is an elemental, but I don't think we can responsibly splash for it. I think I'll probably take Fiery Fall here instead. It can basic land cycle, so it can fix, and it can also be a removal late game. Repeal's nice, but I think Fiery Fall is what I'd rather have. Yeah, he's an elemental. I played him in one of the other videos I recorded, and he was great, but it's not what we want here. So we'll sort of stick that there since it'll be played different places. It's another Smoke Braider, makes our mana better. Mana Leak's tempting too, but Smoke Braiders are nice. See, of course there's a 3rd Smoke Braider. We don't really want 3 Smoke Braiders. I don't think we want 3 Smoke Braiders, right? I mean, Do we? I mean, that's probably what I'm going to take here. There's nothing else here for us, so I'm going to take it. I don't think I'm going to play it per se. But who knows? Maybe that's if we had to, we might have considered taking the another sphere. Stoke Rebuttal, like I said, counter spells with Guile are pretty gross, but I think we just do we already have two Inner Flame Igniters actually. So maybe we want the Rebuttal just to have a counter spell. I don't think we want a second sphere. We've got Bauble, Sphere, 2 Smoke Braiders, up to 3 Smoke Braiders if we want them. Maybe we do just want another Inner Flame Igniter and give everything I have Trample and pump everybody. Or maybe I want Blood Ogre. You know, he's outside of the theme, but he's a good card. Yeah, it's hard. We've got 6 seconds. I think I'll take the Ogre. There's no real logic to that. That's just where I ended up. Okay, we'll take this away from somebody. It's not good in our deck, but I think it's a good card. The Ogre may not make our deck either, but I don't think a third one of the Inner Flame Igniters would have either. No Soul Stokes in this pack, it doesn't look like, unfortunately. One of them's foiled of our earlier ones we got. So he's incandescent indeed. I think I'm going to pick one of these up as a sideboard card. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, another Soulbright Flamekin, another Gorehorn Minotaur. You know, on turn 4, it may be pretty likely we get Bloodthirst now, the way things are going with this deck. So I think I'll take it. I mean, we already have one, but we're not going to play more the Flamekin either. I think one is enough. We'll take another Brute Force. Might make the deck. Fire Slinger, sure. I don't think it's going to make it in our deck. Well, I think it paid off doing what we did. We managed to get Guile and Thunderblast and 2 Soul Stokes, 2 Smoke Braiders. So we're going to be able to accelerate. Can he do activated abilities? Yeah, so he can actually also be used with our Water Servant and our Shrewd Hatchling's activated abilities, and our Incandescent Soul Stokes activated ability. That's pretty sweet. We ended up with a lot of elementals, that's for sure. We didn't get any cloud elementals, which is kind of sad. I don't know if we ended up with any elemental with flying. But I'm happy with our removal, and that's usually important. I'm going to take this Sanctuary. I think that's one of those that I don't actually have on here, so it'd be useful for Commander. And I'll take a Dragon Soul Knight. And see, we got this guy back. So if we really want to run 3 of them, we can. I don't think we do, but we can, is the point. Okay, we're going to sort by converted mana cost. We're going to move this Evolving Wilds out of here. I think we just want 1 Brute Force. I don't think we want 2. I think we lose Gut Shot now, though. We have all of these Burst Lightnings. I don't think we need Gut Shot anymore. Smoke Braider, I think we want to keep. It can help us play our big bombs. It becomes a 2/2, things like that. Telling Time can help us dig for our big bombs. Fiery Fall can help us fix. I'm going to kind of put it there. You know, it has basically Encycling for 2, and then it has 6 mana, do 5 to something. It's kind of both. I don't think we want that many of that guy. This is a 17 lander because we have pretty good fixing. We also have the Evolving Wilds, and we have 2 Smoke Braiders and a Wayfarer Bauble. We could run, I mean, we could try to lower our curve, and that might not be a bad idea. Our curve isn't especially low. We could take out the Gorehorn. Yeah, we can take out the Gorehorn, which I think we're going to do, the Gorehorn Minotaurs, and put in another Soulbright Flamekin. These 2, he can also activate the abilities. So these are all our 2-drops, our 3-drops, 4-drops, 5-drops, 6-drops. Well, you're not really. You're somewhere in between 2, like water, like Fiery Fall is. We got to cut 2 more cards. And you know, I don't know if how much we want Sphere of the Suns now, to be honest, because we do have, 2 Smoke Breeders, a Wayfarer's Bauble, and Evolving Wilds. I think we can get away with losing the Sphere now, since we ended up with a couple Smoke Breeders. We're going to run 3 if we want, but I don't think we want to. Although it with Interflame Igniter can be pretty powerful. I cut one more thing. We need 17 lands here, and I think Brute Force is probably the weakest card we have left in this deck. I mean, Telling Time, I guess, affects the board the least, but it can help us dig for things. You know, whether we need a 3rd land for one of these guys or whether we need to get one of these guys to help us win, whatever it is. So I think we lose Brute Force and we run with this deck. Red was really open. I mean, we got a lot of red cards. 2 Gorehorn Minotaurs. That's pretty nice. Picked up a little value. Going to get about 5 tickets or so for those 2, which is nice. And yeah, so let's group them all together. Well, I didn't want to do that at all. We want to combine the groups here for sure. And then we want to sort like Inverted Mana Gods, which I guess it's already done. We definitely have a lot more red than blue, but we need blue. That does make me consider taking out the Water Servant, just to make, I mean, we're going to need triple blue anyway, but like, we're not going to be running a huge number of islands because of Water Servant. I mean, and so Water Servant, 4 mana, 3/4 is still good, especially with the elemental stuff it has going on, but maybe instead we want to run another Soulbright Flamekin, or like a Blood Ogre. The double blue is pretty prohibitive. Guile you can play later and still have it be huge, and you know, take some more time to set up the fixing. But the Smoke Breeders, you know, yeah, I think Water Servant stays in. We could lower our curve a little more if we wanted to. It's a little high. I mean, in terms of creatures, we have no 1-drops, 4 2-drops, 4 3-drops, 4 4-drops, 1 5-drop, and a 6-drop. And again, this is sort of here, and he's not always going to be a creature, so he hardly counts. But I think this will work. I think we want to leave the Water Servant in. See what they tell us. Yeah, 9 and 7's probably right. We have fixing for the wilds. We want to get to 3, but our Smoke Breeder and Wayfarer's Bauble can all help with that, and our Fiery Fall, which all of that kind of makes me want to consider taking out the Bauble. I mean, I guess accelerating to 4 quickly will be nice, because that gives us 8, 10 potential blue sources. I think we are going to lose the Bauble. I think our Smoke Breeders, they're more fragile than a Bauble, I guess, but I think taking that out and putting in, say, well, what else would we put in? Maybe Brute Force comes back. I don't think we want a 3rd of those. I think we'll go with Brute Force. But at the same time, like, is that really going to be that great for us? That's the question. I mean, it can save guys from removal, which is pretty huge. That's like the biggest use for it. Shrewd Hatchling can make itself unblockable and then get Brute Forced up. So yeah, I think that's what we want. I may regret it. You know, we do need triple, but we have Fiery Fall, Smoke Breeders, Evolving Wilds, to help us fix. And that's, you know, that's a pretty good number of cards. I mean, maybe we do want the Bauble, though. I don't know. It can help us accelerate into a turn. Like, if we play Bauble turn 1, turn 4, Shrewd Hatchling, that's pretty nice. Turn 3, Shrewd Hatchling. And, I mean, the fixing will be important. I don't know. I'm struggling here with this particular decision. Because just, you know, top decking it late is just so annoying. And at least top decking Brute Force does something. I mean, I know you can't always think about that with a card, but if our deck isn't desperate for the fixing, you know, and I don't think it'll be super desperate for the fixing because of our Smoke Breeders and stuff. So I think we're gonna put Brute Force in instead, and we're gonna. Whoa, I have one too many cards. That's because I already have one Brute Force in there. Okay, and this is a deck we're gonna go with. Hopefully it works out for us. It looks pretty fun, at least. You know, Elemental Tribal is fun, and we did it. I don't think we ended up with a single creature in our deck that's not an Elemental, so that's pretty fun. So Thanks for watching. I will see you when we get to